course once you complete your education with us in Australia. And sorry, I'll be the other way. Okay. The Faculty of Engineering is one of our bigger faculties in the university. And the Faculty of Engineering is academically divided into these 8 schools of different engineering, different streams of engineering. So these is the School of Biomedical, Chemical, Civil, computer, electrical, telecom, mechanical, manufacturing, mineral and energy resource, and renewable energy engineering. All these 8 fall within the Faculty of Engineering. Sorry, I think I'm going the wrong way. Right. Now, the articulation program that we have with Thapar Institute are in these following areas. There's civil engineering, chemical, mechanical, mechatronics, mechanical and manufacturing engineering, computer engineering, electrical engineering, and quantum engineering. And you get maximum up to 2 years of credits from your current study at Thapar to enable you to come on to the remaining 2 years of the program at UNSW. However, the assessments, we've already mapped, both the institutions have already mapped the program and have listed the number of courses that you should have studied at Thapar in order to move in terms of progress in the articulation program at UNSW. Okay. So just a bit as to when you would enroll with us. UNSW typically follows the 3-term system, or you can say the trimester system. So actually for the Faculty of Engineering, and most of our programs have 3 intakes in a year. So we have a February, May, and September intake. So ideally, with bearing in mind when you would finish your 4th semester and the results out, you would be ideally suited for the term 3, which is the September 2023 intake. And the commencement for the program this year is on the 11th September. And of course, the orientation week is almost a week in advance to the program commencement date. So bear in mind that all your preparation, basically by 1st September, you should have your visa ready to fly out, get your tickets done, accommodation done. So you're just ready to move on to the program study at UNSW. Okay. In terms of the entry requirement, what has been agreed is that the student should have completed the first 4 semester with a CGP of 7.3 on a scale of 10 and an English language test of IELTS overall of 6.5 with no scores less than 6 in the sub-test, which is reading, writing, speaking, and listening. We will accept equivalent scores in TOEFL and PTE as well. So you have a choice of whichever English language test you wish to undertake. In terms of applying for the program, the documents that would be required are as follows: the year 10th, 12th, the 1st, 2nd, and the 3rd semester mark sheets. So typically what we look at is a CGPA of at least a minimum 6.8 up till your 3rd semester in order to submit an application, right? Although we don't say don't apply, but bear in mind they kind of realize that the admission teams realizes that you have a 6.8 in your final up to your 3rd semester mark sheet, you would be okay to get into the scale of 7.3 by the 4th semester. You would also need an English language test course ready with you when you are submitting your application, and of course, a copy of the passport. Once you submit all these documents and apply through the system of our Apply Online, you would be issued is what we call a conditional offer, which would be on meeting the academic, the 4th semester entry requirement, and the GTE. GTE is basically, the full form is Genuine Temporary Entrant, and this is like the first step towards your visa process. This is a credibility check, which is a mandatory for all Australian universities. And there it's a paper-based documentation. So they ask about your personal, academic, and financial profile, which has to be approved before you finally pay your deposit, then apply for visa. So I would explain that in detail later when you reach that stage. I don't want to want you all to get confused. Currently, what is important that you look at the academic entry requirement. Okay, so the scholarships for the 2023, since all of you would be going for the September intake, I just wanted to highlight the application opening date for scholarship. So majority of the scholarship applications for the term 3 would open up on the 1st of May and close by 31st July. So the first scholarship is the International Student Award. This is a 15%, basically a reduction on your tuition fees on a per annum basis. So you can consider this almost like a guarantee. However, you need to claim it. So you would need to submit a statement of purpose of 500 words. And once you do that, you would be sent a confirmation email to your respective email IDs confirming this scholarship. So please consider this 15% per year for the remaining 2 years that you study with UNSW. Then the second scholarship is specific to your institution under the articulation program. And this is to the tune of $5,000 per annum for the duration of the program. So that's again $5,000 per annum. And this would be a merit and competitive scholarship. We would obviously take feedback from the professors to recommend students in terms of who has fared well among you all and would be offered. The number typically, what has been told to me as of now, is there are 4 such scholarships that is available to the students. The next one is the Future of Change Scholarship. This is open to all Indian students, whether they are applying for undergraduate, postgraduate, or for the articulation program. This is just, again, based on a merit-based, and it is competitive. And however, the pot kind of increases, the competition increases because it's open to all Indian students who are coming on to us for the September intake, right? And this is also valued at $10,000 per annum. The second 2 scholarship, there is no application form. We would simply go by the merit in the first case, feedback coming from your professors. And the Future of Change Scholarship, we have a scholarship department which starts creating a merit list once the student has their full scores. So in your case, we would be looking at the 4th semester, up till your 4th semester mark sheets to determine what percentage you've scored or the CGPA that you've scored. And if you are a meritorious student, you would be then awarded the $10,000 scholarship. The last one is the International Scientific Coursework Scholarship. And this has 2 values. And one is the full tuition fee waiver. And the 22nd one is the $20,000 per annum scholarship. So this requires an application. So once you have a conditional offer, on your offer letter, there's something very specific to each applicant. It's the student ID, and you use that student ID to complete the online scholarship application, which is available on our website. Please bear in mind, you can only do that from 1st May onwards. So even if you try submitting it right now, for example, it would not allow you to submit since you would be a term 3 student. So you have enough time right now to get your process going and then submit a scholarship application. This is, again, competitive. There would be very, question answer based application, and they basically relate to areas of academic merit, leadership skills, extracurricular activities, and reasons for undertaking studies at UNSW. So there will be a form which you would need to complete, more of an essay type, and submit it. And after the deadline, that is the 31st of July, the assessment of this particular scholarship starts after that. So the scholarship department does wait for the deadline in this case to get over and then start assessing the application. So these are, and one other thing is that you have the International Student Award, which is the 15% scholarship, But if you get any of the remaining 3 scholarship, you can combine it with the 15%. So you can, if you get like a future of change, so then you can safely assume you have 15% per annum plus the $10,000 per annum. So you can combine the scholarships. Okay. So that's the brief details that I wanted to share with you. And I also wanted to share my contact details. So if you have any specific question, even later on, you can email me or contact me on my mobile. If I travel a lot. So in case I don't pick up your call, please leave a WhatsApp message and I will return your call once I'm out of the event. So, feel free to call me or email me. And I will now start